Shalom, family. It's good to see you. Good afternoon. I hope everybody is doing well. We're going to go over what recently happened. You know, usually these folks, before they became under judgment, they used to get away with everything. They don't seem to be doing so well these days. In fact, I see a lot of things just not working out right for them, and it's kind of funny because it's happening right before all of us. So, and it don't look like it was a good day in court for the McCloskeys. I think they were expecting to get away with everything, and they didn't. So we're just going to give it a little more time. We got about 35 people in here, so I'm going to wait until we get around 100, and then I will get started. But I hope everybody is doing well. Boy, I tell you, this system is falling fast. At first I was like, okay, it'll probably be a little slow, gradual thing. It's moving pretty quickly. Okay, we got 82 people. Just waiting for a few more. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, mark on your calendars. I'm going to do a video probably in the next day or so. Mark on your calendars. We got a lunar eclipse coming up on November 30th, and we're supposed to be able to see this lunar eclipse in North America, all over North America and South America. So all of us should, not unless you have overcast. If you don't have overcast, you should be able to go out and see the lunar eclipse on the 30th of November. All right, we got 105 people. Yay! All right, let me just check something here. What's there? Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have an article and I have a video that we're going to view. Recently, the McCloskeys went to court and they were actually indicted. Not only were they indicted for what they did, they threw in extra charges on their behinds too. So I don't know who was on this grand jury, but you know, it was just hard for them to continue their lie. First of all, when they went on Fox News, they lied. And then they got invited to the RNC to speak. And, you know, they were trying to prop them up as some kind of hero. But think about this. What they did was equivalent to, let's say somebody is walking past your house. And they're just minding their business and they're just walking along, right? All of a sudden, you come jumping out your door like Rambo with an AK-47 pointed at them, saying, I'm trying to protect myself and my property. But that person's not bothering you. They're just simply walking past your house. That is what they did. That is what they did. And see, these folks want us to believe that is protecting a home and yourself. That's stupid. Okay, so I guess if somebody walks past your house with a baby stroller or walking their dog or just walking with a couple of friends, that's a threat on your life. How is that a threat on your life? It's not. These folks are full of shit. That's what they are. And just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about this. If this was the other way around and a black couple came on to their lawn pointing a gun at white folks that are walking by, what do you think would have happened? They would have immediately went to jail. In fact, if the cops saw them standing with weapons, they probably would have gunned them down. We know what would have happened to a black couple. But you can best believe if a black man and woman went outside pointing guns at white folks walking by and minding their own business, the police would have definitely have been called. You know that. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're getting off easy. Even after receiving their indictments, they walked the hell out of that courtroom and they're still free. It's not like they got locked up for what they did. And then they're talking about they broke the gate, and I showed y'all the video. They simply walked in there. They opened the gate, they walked in. Then they said they were telling them they were going to burn the house down and live in the house. Well, you can't burn it and live in it. That kind of lie don't even make any sense. They were on their way to the mayor's house. Why would they need to have any interaction with the McCloskeys? And they were on their way to the mayor's house. They really injected themselves in something that really truly did not concern them. That's what they did. But they want us to look at them as heroes when there was nothing heroic in what they did. And all this, I don't care. They got the right to defend their property against what? People walking by? You got to defend your property. I tell you what, you need to go get a mental health check. If somebody walking past your house makes you concerned about they're going to do something to you, you need to get a mental health check. Something is definitely wrong with you. Maybe you're popping way too many opioids. So let me just check something. I'm trying to get, I think the video might be ready now. Let me see if I can get this video so that I can show y'all exactly how this thing went for them in court. It didn't go so well. Boy, you can really tell we're in the last days when people like the McCloskeys, rich people, can do something like this and still get indicted. We would have never seen this like 10 years ago. They would have found a way out for them. And they probably still will. They'll find some old loophole to get them out of something when they really, truly need to be, punished. They don't need it out. They need to be punished for what they did. All right, let's see if I can open this up. Yeah.
No charges tonight.
Okay, we'll get started. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all, and then I will show you this video that just came out from KMOV for CBS. All right, give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you, family. All right, let's get started.
No charges tonight against the Central West End couple accused of pointing guns at protesters over the summer. This as they railed against city officials today, saying the government is persecuting them. This was Lauren Traeger was in the courtroom today and was the first to break the news of the charges. Well, this is certainly a big development. A grand jury, of course, can always choose not to indict someone, but the grand jury here in this case chose to indict and also add additional charges. The defense attorney, though, in the case says that's not surprising. He believes the grand jury simply did not have all of the facts. In fact, News 4 has learned that the lead investigator for the police that's been investigating this case was never called to testify before the grand jury.
In this case, I believe once all the facts are out, it will be clear that neither McCloskey committed any crime whatsoever.
Defense attorney Joel Schwartz says he's not surprised that Mark and Patricia McCloskey have been indicted.
Frankly, because the grand jury is not an adversarial process, defense counsel are not allowed in there, and I have no idea whatsoever what was stated to the grand jury and what law was given to the grand jury.
The McCloskeys had previously been charged with felony counts of exhibiting weapons for pointing guns at protesters outside their Central West End home. They have long maintained they were protecting themselves and their property from people hurling threats. But the grand jury also added a count for each of them, tampering. This, we're told, stems from the pistol held by Patricia McCloskey and later turned over to police by attorney Al Watkins. The gun, Watkins maintains, had been rendered inoperable, but a report obtained by News 4 from the St. Louis Police Crime Lab showed that a prosecutor had instructed the examiners to reassemble it correctly, all of which could be an issue in the ongoing case.
Every single human being who was in front of my house was a criminal trespasser. They broke down our gate, they trespassed on our property. Not a single one of those people is now charged with anything.
Fired up on the courthouse steps earlier Tuesday, Mark McCloskey railed against city officials, saying it was frightening that they were charged, while last week city officials declined to file any charges against protesters on citations for trespassing.
What you're witnessing here in this case is just an opportunity for the government, the leftist Democrat government of the city of St. Louis, to persecute us for doing no more than exercising our Second Amendment rights.
And the city councilor's office declined to comment on those trespassing citations today. We have also reached out to the prosecutor's office to learn more about that indictment and to get their comment, but despite multiple attempts to get a hold of them today, we have still not heard back. The McCloskeys will be back here in court next week, and of course you can count on News 4 to be there. Reporting live downtown, Lauren Traeger, News 4.
Okay. So what the McCloskeys are saying is they had the right to defend themselves against people that weren't bothering them. Thank you, Loveline Turner, for the super sticker. Now, like I said, first of all, as soon as they remember, they said they tore the gate down. And I debunked that when I showed the video of them opening the gate and walking through, which you can do. Even if it's a gated community, you are allowed to walk in there. I mean, otherwise, how would your mailman and your trash man and all those people get in? They have to have that gate open, at least during a reasonable amount of time for people to get things done. You may need repairs done at your house, so they got to keep that gate open. So for them to say in broad daylight during the day, they tore the gate down that was already open. So that's been debunked. And I'm sure they saw that video too. Then the people started walking in there. As soon as they walked in, if you remember on the video, he stood up with his weapon and started yelling, "Get out of my neighborhood, get out of my neighborhood." He was the one that addressed those protesters first. The McCloskeys are defense attorneys for personal injury, so they lied for a living. And that's exactly what they tried to do. They tried to lie on these protesters, implying that they invoked the whole thing. When you saw the video, they started the entire thing. He jumped up off the porch, holding up a gun, talking about, "Get out of my neighborhood, get out of my neighborhood." It wasn't his right to do that. They had the right to go and protest at the mayor's house, which they were trying to do. Exactly, Lucifer Fire. They were the aggressors in the whole thing from start to finish. If there was threats, they were the only ones making those threats. It was them. In fact, the fact that they were outside with lethal weapons, that was an automatic threat on the people that were there. Again, nobody was bothering them. They injected themselves in this whole thing. And as far as that gate getting broken, thank you, Black Cougar 1959, for the super sticker. As far as the gate getting broken, I believe the McCloskeys went back out there and broke that gate just to have something to back up their story. But when you saw that gate in the original video, it was fine. They just pulled the handle and walked through. The gate got broken from somebody that lived within that gated community. It was not the protesters. See, these folks are used to lying and everybody believing their lie. Now we have gotten to a place where people are more wide awake and more conscious about these things. And so when they get harping on these lies, notice how fast their lies get debunked now. Their lies don't get passed off as the truth, not as much as it used to in the past. So If anybody did something to the gate, I believe the McCloskey did it, or somebody in that community trying to help them out did it. Thank you, Loveline Turner, for the super sticker. Because how did it go from being unbroken when they walked in, and then all of a sudden the next day it's all broken down? Y'all ain't fooling nobody. Come on. That's pretty lame. And you got a history of doing all that tampering just to make your lie look like it's a truth. Y'all been doing that forever now. So I'm glad they got indicted. And they threw additional charges on their behinds too. So as far as I'm concerned, they should have just shut up and stayed in their home. Nobody was bothering them. The mayor don't live there, so why would they come to your house? Okay? Why would these people come to your house and the mayor don't even live there? They were looking for the mayor. So, of course, the lawyer is trying to say, well, they don't have all the facts and we don't know this and we don't know that. Look, I didn't have all the facts, but I knew what I saw on the video. The McCloskeys were full of shit. Thank you, Black Cougar 1959, for becoming a channel member. I knew they were full of crap. And their story on Fox News, they went on Fox News and lied about what happened and what those people were saying, and they were going to do something to their pet. Now, your pet is in the house. Who the hell on them streets even know you had a pet? I mean, just lies on top of lies. So, no, the protesters cannot be charged with trespassing for walking on a sidewalk and walking in the street past your house. Okay? They can't trespass if your community gate is wide open. How can they trespass? So for two people that are lawyers, they sound awfully stupid to me. But as far as I'm concerned, they are now considered criminals, y'all, and they have gotten what they deserve. I do not feel bad for the McCloskeys. I don't feel bad. I hope they throw the book at them. As far as I'm concerned, let them, yeah, they really do need to go to jail. I'm telling you, if this was I'm going to say it again, if this was a black couple that did the same thing, they would have went to jail. We all know that. So at least they got to walk out of that courtroom and go home. So, according to the news report, and this came out October 7th, 2020, by the way. So, according to the news report, look like they will be returning back to court next week. So, if they come out with another story, then I will definitely keep you posted and give you an update on that. Yes. I agree with you. Shy Dimples, they do need to be disbarred. Thank you, Loveline Turner, for the super sticker. Yeah, they need to be disbarred for what they did. What they did was a crime. It would be considered a crime if anybody else did that act. It would be considered a crime. Just because they are people with money, we shouldn't look at that as a crime. The hell with that. That shit is a crime. I don't care what the McCloskeys got. Thank you, Positive Side of Dark. Thank you very much. Like I said, I never thought I was going to reach the numbers that I'm at. I was never anticipating that when I came onto YouTube. Thank you. All right, y'all, please tell me what you think. You know what to do. Get in that comment section and express yourself. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a wonderful day. Peace, family.